If you don't do what I am saying we do, we will never even attempt to get to universal health care. And the reason why I think there are a number of mechanisms, you know, going after people's wages, automatic enrollment. When you are at the place of employment, you will be automatically enrolled. Whatever the mechanism is not as important as, number one, the fundamental commitment to universal health care.
Hillary Care, it's mandatory. That's no surprise. In her quest for universal coverage, Hillary Clinton plans to force you to pay for health insurance, whether you want to or not. If you refuse, she just said she's not opposed to garnishing your wages. Good idea, smart politics. Here again, the editor-in-chief of the U.S. News and World Report and chairman of the New York Daily News, and MSNBC political analyst Pat Buchanan. I think Barack Obama's answer that people don't need to be forced to get health care is a wiser one, but the fact that she just said we're going to go after people's wages without even hesitating, that doesn't send a chill down your spine.
You know, there is a huge instinct in this country to have some form of health care that doesn't cost or threaten the lifestyle of the people. If you look at people who have declared bankruptcy, they have declared bankruptcy more than for any other reason because they've had a huge health care problem in that family. People want to find some way to get this under control. It terrifies everybody. And if this is what it takes to make a workable program work so people do not have to worry about that, it'll be accepted politically.
Boy, I think I would play that clip.
Marxist mindset.
If I were running against if I was running against Hillary Clinton, I would run that right there where she said, you know, we'll go after people's wages.
Exactly. What about some guy just graduated from college, said, look, I feel fine. I want to keep all my money. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to travel the world. Right. And they say, no, we're going to take your money for health care to pay for insurance. He says, I don't want to, and you're going to take it from him?
Well, in fact, let me just point out that young man you're talking about, if you look at the actuarial tables, is making a rational decision.
Sure he is. Sure he is. I didn't buy life insurance or any of that stuff until you get a lot older.
You know the famous line, you know, taxes is the price you pay for civilization. If we want to include as the minimum standard for civilization in this country that people can have assured health care, taxes is the way it's going to happen. You may object to it, but the overwhelming...
The guy takes a risk, let him go to the clinic. What about freedom? Isn't that what this country's about?
It's partly of what it's about.
No, partly freedom, huh?
But yes, it's not the only thing that this country's about. Taking care of your neighbors, okay, and taking care of your community is also a part of it.
You're not taking care of me when you take my money.
Oh, yes, we are.
Gordon is into a deep insight into the state of the country right now, which is, I think what you're essentially saying is, people will choose certainty over the unknown. They will choose socialism over freedom. They want both. They can't have both, and they will choose the former. If it comes down to it, they say, you know what? I'll give you my freedom. Just make sure everything's okay.
Yeah. No,
some people
it's
will.
Not freedom.
Well, I won't. I mean, I will fight it until I die. But I mean, I think
for the millions of people here who feel they have no health care and it could ruin their entire lives, they would actually support this kind of a program. There are some people who wouldn't. I grant you that. They are by far in the minority of this country. And this country is not just about freedom. There are different kinds of freedom. Freedom from the worry that your family will be bankrupted by health care is an important freedom in this country.
You can take care of that family without taking my freedom.
How?
I mean, provide a program or some kind of catastrophic form, but don't take away a guy's freedom to say
Pat,
no.
Let me ask you a question, Pat. You've been watching American politics for a long time. I think we can both agree objectively that Mort is right. According to surveys I have seen on the front page of the New York Times, people kind of want socialism. What was the point in recent American history where that changed, where the majority decided, you know what, I'll give up my freedom for the security of knowing someone else will pay for it?
1930s.
1930s.
Oh, sure. Before that, it was very much an independent-minded America. The whole New Deal, all of that came in, and they decided, look, we not only need of course, he had the opportunity, he had 25% unemployment, but he says we're going to have it again, so we're going to get a lot more socialism.
I mean, exactly what the people said then, and this is a democracy, so the majority rules. When you have 25% unemployment, you're going to have federal programs to compensate for that. Right. When you have so many people terrified of having health care and no other way of finding a way to deal with this problem, they're going to say, okay, I'm perfectly willing to allow some kind of mandatory health program so that everybody has health care.
Can I just make one point? This is something that you all know, but I think most people are unaware of. No one ever defends the rich. Let me just do that because they actually pay for the entire country. The first 1% of wage earners, 40% of
all taxes.
Of taxes.
Right.
Top 5%, 60%. Top 10%, 66%. The bottom 50% of Americans, wage earners, pay 3% of total income taxes.
Pat Buchanan is going to become the John Edwards for the wealthy. I do agree with that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's true.
Let me just say to you, okay? You could say that about taxes, and I don't disagree.
No, but I'm just saying, look, everyone beats up on the rich, but they actually keep the country up. I know I'm getting attacked for that. I don't care. It's true.
They say tax cuts for the rich. They're the only guys that really pay taxes. At the bottom level, that's why they give rebates to people that don't pay taxes.
All right, we got to take a break. Thank you both very much.